So it's all to play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Good afternoon. Welcome to the team sheet tantrum for the Southampton game. I put up my team, which I proposed was going to be the team today. I'm going to call it out here because I'm not sure if I'm right. I'm not right because they've gone with no Matty Cash. So we've got Martinez, Konza, Carlos, Torres, and Matson. Bailey, Kamara, Tielemans, McGinn, Rodgers, and Duran. So lots of changes in there. Specifically at the back, we've got Konza right back, Carlos and Pau in there at centre half, and Matson gets his opportunity at left back. It will be Kamara and Tielemans sitting with McGinn, Bailey, Rodgers, and Duran in attack. Like that, this is a completely fresh new team. Wow. On the bench, Olsen, Cash, Mings, Digne, Barkley, Onana's back. Buendia, Philogene, and Watkins. What's all your thoughts on that one? That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Someone asking Cash injured. No, he's on the bench. On the bench. Yeah, it's a strange one. Some people would say the Duran one is expected. He probably deserves a chance in there. Based on what we see with our mind as opposed to what we see with the analytics, I would say he probably does. Happy enough for Matson to get a run. Expected Pau to be back in there because of we'll have to be mindful of the injury that Tyrone Mings is coming back from. Diego Carlos and Konza is something that he likes doing, so who are we to argue? As much as we know, or I would say 90% of the people in the comments would say they'd rather have Cash and Konza if he's fit. Who knows what they're managing? Who knows? Cat's done me a solid and put it in there. Fair play to you, Cat. Yeah, it's a big change. What are you thinking? Are you upset about it? Are you happy enough with it? Rebecca says there, on paper we should be winning. Like part of me says today is the day for rotation. I think the last time you would have thought that was this time last year we lost, or we lost the opportunity to go top of the league against Sheffield United. We would have been top of the league at Christmas, albeit a couple of weeks earlier than this one. It's a solid team. We're well able to go and get 3 points out of this, and I'm optimistic that we're going to go and win the game, regardless of who we put out, because we've got a really, really strong squad capable of getting the 3 points. Peter says 1 eye on midweek, aiming for automatic qualification. Yeah, possibly. Karma Baby said excited to see Rodgers Duran partnership against the Sorry Saints. Yes, they have been the Sorry Saints, but we don't want to underestimate them either. What do we got here? Delboy says, and who scored that day? Archer. Yes, Archer did score a tap in at Sheffield United came this time last year. Peter M says, where's Zaniolo when you need him? Gone off the rails, celebrating in front of the team that he once played for during the week as well. Simon Kelly says, I doubt Konza will push forward and Matson will push very, very high. He's on his way to the game. I hope you enjoy it, Simon. I hope the weather's not too bad. Someone give us a weather update if you're around Villa Park. Just let the rest of us know who are feel like a million miles away how it is. But Tom asks, does Buendia get, I knew what you meant, Tom, Buendia get 25 minutes? I think he's probably due a good run at some stage. I would have thought today might have been the day that he actually started him. Balls to Villain. If we win, I'm happy. Surprise Rogers isn't one of those rested. Possibly. Peter says strong winds and wet. Sai said it's filthy. Yeah. Jake Aston Villa says can see my trampoline floating above the stadium. The few trampolines floating around my area here last night. It was absolutely rotten. Absolutely rotten. We got the brunt of it here on the west coast of Ireland, but thankfully it's not died down, but it's a lot better than it was for sure. Mark Wood said any spares for Leipzig, let Paddy know. Think it might be a bit late in the day with flights, Mark, but if it happens, it happens. We'll see what happens over the next couple of days. Tom says Rodgers is very young and strong, but he did look like need resting against Brentford. I think he looked it against Chelsea and the game before as well. Andy says weather's dreadful, blowing a gale and raining heavily. Yeah, it's that bloody tough going. Will Neil's camping trip. I didn't hear too much. He sent a picture this morning, and I think they had a wine testing last night, so he probably didn't feel what was going on around him. So if the hut he was in lifted, he probably wouldn't have noticed. Cat Cannon says still a bit worried about rotation despite it being Southampton. I think that's fair enough. You know, we all worry about it. There's no easy game in this league, as we know, and as Delboy correctly says, Southampton are no mugs, and be careful of dibbling. I'll get to the Southampton team in a minute. I haven't seen who's starting or whatever. Adam says his garden shed has gone missing. If anybody sees it, Tom is going for a Duran 50-yard strike with the wind. Well, who would put that past him at this stage? Jay says, big game, must win. 3 points is all that matters. I agree with you, Jay. If we take a 1-0 out of this, I had the same philosophy the other night. It's just about getting the 3 points on the board, and nothing else matters today. Absolutely nothing for me. So let's see how it goes. Adam, utter woke nonsense. Are you talking about me, Adam? What are you talking about? Let me know. Kamara is Whisper of the Heart says Kamara is so good. Looking forward to seeing how he fares today. Yeah, I think we all are. Philly D Duran starts. Yes, absolutely buzzing. I'm sure he is. He's knocking down walls in that dressing room, I'd say, and getting pumped up for the warm up. Very interesting to see what happens with the team that we have. I'm going to call up the Southampton team here. I was expecting Cat Cannon to do me a solid and put it in the comments, but you never got there, Cat. Only joking. Southampton FC. Please don't make it difficult for me now that I have to plug into. What have we got? So we got Lumley in goal, effectively third or fourth choice. Walker Peters, Bree, Howard Bellis, Wood, Manning, Downs, Dibbling is there, Armstrong and Archer. The subs are McCarthy, Edwards, Taylor, Sugawara, Aribo, Fraser, Ameya, Kamaldeen, and Brereton Diaz. Interesting. Very interesting. What else have we got here? Stephen Kiley says, go on the Villa, Paddy. Couple of goals and a clean sheet is a must. Our goal difference needs drastically improve. Yeah, I'd like that. I would like us to improve that stat for sure. A few people talking about James Bree. Yes. How the hell did that happen? He's there. He's playing Premier League football. Fair play to him. James B returns. He says there himself. Whisper the Heart. James Bree says again. Mark Willis says, up the Villa lads. Enjoy the show, Paddy, and the rest of you villains. Jared Dunleavy, interesting question. Who's the penalty taker? I think there's going to be another penalty today. I can just see it coming. And I'm going to go with John Duran. I don't think anyone will push him off the ball at this stage, do you? Let's just have a quick look here at the projected way that Southampton are going to line up according to my trusty friend. So it's basically a back three, switching to a 5, with Manning and Walker Peters on the wing back situation. Wood, Howard, Bellis, and Bree, the 3 centre halves. Wood on the left, Howard, Bellis on the right. Armstrong, Dibbling, Fernandez, and Downs making up the midfield. However you see that lining up or switching, and then of course you got Cameron Archer up front, ready to return. Peter says, seen a few Irish villains have issues getting across on the on the ferry. Who's going on the bloody ferry? It's cheaper to get a flight at this stage. They had problems on the flights as well. There's quite a big contingent of Irish Lions over there. So if you bump into them today, say hello and tell them I was asking for them. Yeah, look, it's Southampton team is ravaged by injury, and we've got to respect them, obviously, but you've got to think that we're going to go and win this game comfortably. That's my prediction is comfortably. We all know that there's very few what's the word I'm looking for? Clean sheets in the Premier League. So for that reason, and it was the one I went with originally, I'm going to go with a 3-1 win today. That's just my opinion. I'm not worried about clean sheet at this stage. I just want points on the board. Yeah, Cats, you did me a solid. You put it in there anyway. Lumley, Howard, Bellis, Wood, Bree, Walker, Peters, Downs, Fernandez, Manning, Dibbling, Archer, Armstrong. Thanks very much for that. If I was typing, which I usually do when Neil is talking away, and you all know that he likes to have a chat, same way I've done for the last 12 minutes, it gives me a chance to fill that in. Bog is going, finish the day at a positive goal difference will be a nice bonus. 100%. Dancing Brave says, gotta win this, Paddy, and go for 3-1. Yeah, that's what I just said. Bog says, I'm doing grand. Thanks a million, Bog. Niall says, interesting Villa selection. Cameron Archer is a worry. I think any striker is a worry. I think we're likely to concede a goal no matter what way you look at it. And someone coming back always a worry. I mean, who knows? Could be James Bree who picks that goal up from a corner. Mohammed Mia says, surely Buendia could have done their start. I think so too. Maybe he's not part of the long-term plans. I've nothing to base that on other than the fact that he's not getting enough. Is he not recovered properly? I don't know. Absolutely don't know. Yes, I'm going to let you get your predictions in for the game here. While I tell you a little story. Today is the 7th of December, 2024. 33 years ago today, I made my first trip to Villa Park. I just saw a good friend of mine, Dave Geraghty, is bringing his daughter for the first time today. So I hope she gets the same result as me, which funnily enough was a 3-1 win against Manchester City. Back with my dad, who was a Manchester City fan, took me when I was 33 years ago, so I was 4. No, I wasn't, but I wish I was. Magical day, a day of climbing the steps of the old Trinity Road stand and looking down on that half-frozen pitch, I must say, that day. So adverse weather conditions. There was no calling the games off in those days. A lot of people remember the goal that Tony Daly scored that day. I remember with great fondness because it was a goal that would probably be in my top 5 ever goals scored for Aston Villa, probably because it was the day I fell in love with Tony Daly, who I got to know later on in my life, which was great. And a lovely fella, Tony Daly, if you ever get the chance to meet him. But there you go. And if you check Twitter or Blue Sky, wherever your persuasion, there's a photograph of a young Paddy on that day with Paul McGrath and Niall Quinn, who were, funnily enough, both pulling points in the Players' Lounge that day. But anyway, that's my story about the 7th of December. So I will raise a glass later on and remember the anniversary of my first trip to Villa Park. It wasn't my first time seeing Villa. I did see them play in Dublin many times in pre-season friendlies, but absolutely amazing experience for someone to go there for their first game today. So here we go. I'm going to bring you through as many of these as I possibly can. Soy is going for a 2-0. No casualties, please. David Dams is going for a 5-1 Duran brace. Dan Downey is going 3-1, agrees with me. James Francom's going 4-0 Villa. Sewer Sounds is going 3-1 win. It is then. Yeah, hopefully. Rachel says, I know Costa is most likely loaned out. Possibly. Seems that way, the way he spoke about him. I won't delve into it too much. Myself and Neil might talk about it when Neil gets on in the next couple of days. But he did single out Costa, or maybe the journalist did, but he said he's a bit of a learning to do, so maybe that is a case of him going out on loan. Sniffrat is going 1-0, ugly win for Villa. Yeah, I'll probably take it now, to be honest. Sniffrat, 3 points is better than any goal scored. Jared Dunleavy is going for 4-1. V for Villain is going 5-1. Philly D, 8-0. Duran 5-4 with your penalties. We'll take that. David Dwyer, that Tony Daly goal that day. Yes, absolutely. Mark Wood is going 7-0 Villa. Oh. Will, that was my first game too, Paddy, also with my dad. So there you are, Will. We'll have to reminisce with that over a pint or a cuppa someday and have a chat about it, because that was probably one of the defining days in my life, and I doubt very much I'll be sitting here talking to close to 1,000 people about Aston Villa online on a cold November or December afternoon if it wasn't for that day at Villa Park. Bolg is going 2-0 Villa. Will said he was in the Holt. Yeah, I was in the Upper Trinity. Peter M is going, was a yellow ball present that day? I'm actually not sure. I must have a look back. I think it was still a white ball, because it wasn't snow. You only ever saw the yellow ball in the snow in those days. Tom says, cheers to you, Paddy. Cheers to you, Tom. Michael Huggins is going, hello all, 3-1 Villa. David Dwyer is going 4-0. Joe is going 2-0. Cat Cannon is going 3-2. Duran hat-trick. Rachel, good to see you. 3-1 Villa. Richard Knowles is going 33. What do you know there, Richard? Is 33 years? Is that what you're talking about? Or are we going to win 33-0? Yeah, 33 years since my first trip to Villa Park. Debbie Hingley is going 3-0 Villa. John Steele is going 4-0 Villa. Scott Little is going 1-0 win, obviously. Tom is saying, we'll never forget my first game. Seeing the Villa Park pitch took my breath away, and we beat Newcastle 3-0. So much to pick out of your first day, isn't there? All the little things that you pick up that you never imagined was going to be there on the day. I go for a 4-1 Villa, says Mark Willis. The lads boosted by the midweek performance, and the incomers prove a point up the Villa. Absolutely agree with you there. Emmy Martinez, Villa legend, is going 3-1. As we all know, we can't keep a clean sheet for loving our money. Yeah, we've got to that. Mohammed is going 4 or 5 at least. Confidence boosting before Leipzig. I hope you're right. 2-0 says Jimmy Lasaint. I hope you're well, Jimmy. McGinn and Rogers with the goals. McGinn could probably do with a goal just to boost the confidence heading into this busy period. Thomas Walsh is going 4-0 Villa. Tom is going 3-0 Villa. Neil ABC is going for a conservative 7-0 Villa. Colin Campbell is going 4-0. Audrey Lynch, I hope you're well, Audrey, is going 3-1, same as myself. Dean Blackwood is going 4-0. Richie Ryan is going 3-0. Padzo's mashup is going 2-1. See you all, folks. As long as you get home. I think the wind will have died down before you make that long drive up the M6. But stay safe, Si, and I hope you get 3 points today. Sniff Rat says, cheers, Paddy. Chat. Thanks for thanks for the chat, folks. Gary is going to Duran hat-trick and 3-0. Bulg is going, please not 3-0. Dickey is going 1-0 early Duran goal. Derek Hewlett is going 3-0. I presume that's 3-0 in the Villa. My good buddy Ronan Ward is going 3-1 Villa. McGinn, Rogers, and Duran. Gary Eaton, take a scrappy 1-0. 3 points huge today. 3 points are absolute must, no matter how it comes today. And the weather could be a factor. Textra is going 6-1. Duran and Watkins brace. Who's going to get the rest of them? Peter M is going 3 points and a Bailey goal to give him some confidence. Yes, 100% take that too. Tom is going, you can see Maatson score today. That'd be nice. 100%. David Winter's going 3-1 Villa. Nathaniel White is going for Bailey to score and assist today up the Villa. Villa down under. Hope you're well, guys. 4-0. Duran to get 2 of them and lose his shit and get when he gets pulled. And Watkins and Maatson. Yeah. Dico Blanco's going 5-1. Bolg the villain. Bailey needs a goal more than anyone. Probably, yes. Joe is going desperate for the Bailey goal. Well, how we go? A Duran goal, because he needs one. A McGinn goal and a Bailey goal in that 3-1 win. I'd be happy with that. Michael Travers is going 4-0, tripping captain points. Ooh. Who did you captain, Michael? Western is going, the weather's going to cause havoc 4-2. Yeah, probably. Gary's gone not too many eyes on Leipzig today. He hopes not too many eyes on Leipzig today. Today is equally as important. I would say today is more important, Gary. I think we're going into the knockouts no matter what in the Champions League, and be that through the November or the match in February or the match in March. I don't think it really matters. But we need to be getting points on the board in this Premier League. Paul Clark said, I found out a few days ago my first game at Villa Park was also Steve Ogrizovic's debut for Cov. Little did I know when I spent the next 40 years telling my Cov fan mates how much better Spinks was. There you go. I agree with you. Nigel Spink was much better. Owen, first negative in there. Don't know if we should have rotated so much, but you're going for a 1-all. Look, we could be saying that after the game, absolutely. Sharik J, too many changes in defense. Yeah, okay, we'll take that. David Dwyer, love your work, Paddy. Thanks very much, David. Really appreciate it. Noel Connaughton, my old mucker. Hope you're well. I hope you're not too wet. Says greetings from B2 in the Trinity. It's no weather for hay turf. It's weather for creamy fucking points, Noel, and I hope you've had many of them. Will Dugan is going 3-0. We'll have to get a clean sheet someday. Maybe today is the day, and we'd all be very, very happy if we did. Centre half to get one today, David Winter says. I think you're probably right, David. I think that could possibly happen given the weather situation. And we'll finish on this one here because Mr. Ponge says 3-0 Villa, and I like to finish on a positive note. So there you go. I hope everybody is well. I hope everyone is in good position. Noel Connaughton sitting in the Trinity Road stand. Serious fear of missing out when I see it. So I need to get back quickly. I know I'm only 2 weeks away from being back in Villa Park for that Man City game, and I hope to get to see some of you on that weekend. It's been a rough few months and just trying to keep up with real life and not get over to Villa Park, but hopefully fresh start in the new year will see me over at more games. But thanks so much for everything. We're going to finish it there. Get yourself set up for the match. Myself and Neil will be back. Haven't really spoken to him today because he's very, very busy with family matters, but I don't know whether he's going to come on afterwards or not. But we will be back at some stage with a review of what went on today, and I look forward, of course, to the big game on Tuesday night. So get yourself nice and comfy. If you're in Villa Park, I hope you're wrapped up well. Shout a bit louder for us that can't make it there today, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.